Hello, this is Spellbinder with another news report here. This is kind of interesting. I think we just went broke in America. This is a prisonplanet.com article by Paul Watson, and he's a Prison Planet writer. He gets this stuff first because he's over in Europe. And, well, dollar plunges after UN call to ditch Greenback. It's pretty simple, I guess. The U.S. economy enters total freefall as double-dip recession looms. The dollar plunged today following United Nations report which called for the greenback to be replaced as the global reserve currency by the International Monetary Fund's special drawing rights, the SDRs. The dollar trend of moving inversely to the stock market has seemingly been snapped, with the Dow Jones falling over 100 points at one stage today. However, as soon as the markets began to claw back losses, the greenback failed to follow suit, indicating that whichever way markets move, the dollar is in big trouble. The UN report called for abandoning the US dollar as the main global reserve currency, saying it has been unable to safeguard value, according to Reuters. A new global reserve system could be created, one that no longer relies on the United States dollar as the single major reserve currency, stated the report, adding that this new system should not be based on a blanket of currencies but on IMF-controlled SDRs, the big boys' money. Following globalist moves to restore confidence in the single currency euro in aftermath of the Bilderberg and G20 meetings, the concern has shifted from sovereign debt issues of countries like Greece and Spain to worsening state of the U.S. economy and the risk of a double-dip recession. In the immediate aftermath of the 2010 Bilderberg meeting in Spain, at which globalists resolved to save the euro from collapse in an effort to restore confidence in the ultimate goal of global single currency, the euro began to make a recovery today, rose against the dollar by over 1.5%. That's a lot. A cascade of negative U.S. economic data was released today, with job figures turning sour once again. Jobless claims were a disaster, coming in at 472K on expectations of a 455K, reports Zero Hedge. The economy has now entered the total free fall area. The dollar is being targeted for destruction because the financial terrorist who caused the economic collapse, Goldman Sachs, you go down the list, in the first place want to exploit the crisis in order to institute a new global currency issued by the Global Central Bank. In May, IMF chief Dominique Strauss-Kahn told elitists in Zurich, Switzerland, that the introduction of a global currency backed by a global central bank would act as the lender of last resort. In the event of a severe economic crisis, another lurch towards fascist centralization of power in pursuit of a system of global governance. As Joe Clemente explains in the clip below, all major currencies are doomed in the long run, which is why many European countries are beginning to move to revert back to the pre-euro denominations. And
now, a United Nations report slammed the American dollar, deeming it an unreliable reserve currency in need of replacement. The UN recommends using a mixed bag of currencies for developed nations. But Gerald Celente, director of the Trends Research Institute, believes the proposed system could collapse.
It's going to fail just as the euro is failing. It's getting all too big. And they keep trying to make it bigger. They think that bigger, but when big fails or fails big. No, you're going to start seeing on the opposite end, going back to their old currencies at many levels, particularly in Europe. You're seeing a global meltdown. There's no way out. Everyone knows that Greece isn't going to be able to pay off debt. And we just saw today Spain's bonds being downgraded once again. Well, there's a global financial currency crisis. They're coming up with another scheme. Just as the euro worked, Now the IMF is going to come to the rescue, put together a basket of currencies for everyone to draw from. That's going to work. What currencies? The real? Hey, how about peso? Maybe the yen. It's not going to work. We can devaluation of the dollar. That's where we're rather than a high inflation. And we believe it is going to happen. They call a bank holiday or not. In some way or another, we're going to see a dollar devaluation down the line. It's not worth the paper it's not being printed on.
There you have it. Exactly. Our money has just become valueless. It's about as much as it costs to make it. 2 cents. No matter what the amount is on the bill, it costs them, the Federal Reserve, like 2 cents to get the Treasury to print them up money per bill. Could be $1, 2 cents. $100, 2 cents. It may have went up a little bit for the paper cost. Maybe paper's worth more by itself than what's printed on the paper, the ink. Well, I don't know what to tell y'all. I think that's the end of it. I don't think we're going to get out of this one. This looks like they've done it this time. They've brought us down to our knees. They're ready to shut us down as a country. I hope everyone got prepared. Been warning you for years. Alex has been warning you for years. Oh, a lot of people have been warning for years. I had shortwave shows when I started listening, 20 years ago. Valentine, Dr. Valentine, remember that? Long, long time ago. Well, I'm going to get off here. I'm going to let you all cry now. Because now we don't have any currency until we totally pull ourselves away from the Federal Reserve and just go back to our own money, like Greece is going to have to do. They're going to have to go back to the drachma as their currency because they can't get in with the European Union money. So we're going to resort back to just currency countryside and no international currency because our money is worthless overseas. Nobody trusts it. Nobody likes it anymore. The main bankers pulled plug on us. Which I knew that was coming. Well, until next time, be good. Be good at it. Be prepared. Be ready. It's going to be chaos coming up here. Like I said, by November you may not recognize this country. And this is the beginning of that. Until next time, this is Spellbinder with my news moment. Good day.